Mac OS versus Windows versus Linux. Mac OS, Windows, Linux. Which one's best for you? Choose Mac OS if you care about clean gestures, the best trackpad ever in the market, and everything, and you don't mind that everything costs money. Also note that with the newest Mac OS, Mac OS Catalina, it no longer has support for 32-bit apps. It only has 64-bit apps. So this is faster, but it has less compatibility. So if you want 32-bit apps to work, make sure you stay on the older version, Mac OS Mojave. Also, if you want simplicity, where it's easy to install programs, all you have to do is drag and drop, or if you want to delete a program, just drag it into the trash can. That's simple, and something that it's so simple and easy that I would recommend my grandma, then Mac OS is for you. Choose Windows if you don't care about periodic updates that bug you. If you are an engineer, Windows is great because most of the software that is available in university or most of the engineering software for students at university are Windows based. OrCAD, Altium, Quartus Prime, SolidWorks, all sorts of software. They're primarily for Windows only. And sometimes they're available on Linux, but almost never is engineering software available for Mac OS. So Windows is king in this regard. And if you want something that works, you don't care if everything is consistent all the time. You don't care if there's special shortcut keys. You don't care about the command key. It works, it's fine. Then Windows is great because Windows works. And if you don't really care that Windows stores its stuff in different locations like app data, C program files, and it uses a backslash instead of forward slash, then Windows is for you. Use Linux if you want everything to be for free and you don't care about no Microsoft Office and no Adobe suite like Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Premiere Pro, that sort of. You don't worry about that and you don't care about that, then Linux could be for you. Because if you think that you'll be fine with Adobe replacements like GIMP, which replaces Photoshop, and Inkscape, which replaces Photoshop's ability to, or which replaces vector image editing on the Adobe suite, then it'll work great for you. And also for Linux, if you really wanted to run Windows software like maybe Windows games, by the way, Windows is great for games, like Steam, like Adobe, like a Microsoft Office, you could use Wine, which is a emulator that allows you to run certain Windows software on Linux. Then yeah, Linux could be good for you. And also if you're a hacker, cybersecurity guy, then Linux could be for you. Specifically, there is a certain Linux called Kali Linux, which when you install it, it's built in with a bunch of different penetration testing software, and you can use those softwares to do a bunch of cool hacking stuff. To me, it's kind of dry, but you can monitor the network traffic. You could hack the WPA. Hack the Wi-Fi, right? Hack the network Wi-Fi. You can take control of your webcam. You can do all sorts of stuff, like hacking related, I think. Yeah. So anyway, there you go. That's Mac OS, Windows, Linux. 3 options and you can pick one. Oh yeah, by the way, for Mac OS, at least with the newer ones, they have dongles. So if you don't want to shell out money to buy dongles at $30, $40 a pop, then maybe you want to get one of those older MacBooks that still have the HDMI, USB, and so on and so forth ports. And yeah, for Windows, I mean, you could disable updates if you didn't like updates, but you're going to get infected with software maybe, or with malicious code probably, if you're not careful. And for Linux, well, you could modify it, but in general, Linux is going to take a lot of time if you want to customize it and you want to install certain software. It's not as easy as point and click and easy um like you're gonna take a lot of time customizing if you're using Linux. So I don't know, they each have their pros, they each have their cons, and that's it.